English authors' biographies can feel like a maze of tricky words and endless details. But don't worry, our simple and inclusive guide will show you the way. Hi lovely learners, welcome back to L&T. It's time to get lit. In this video, we'll demonstrate how easy it is to use an interactive biography chart to explore the life and works of a famous author. To do so, we're focusing on Charles Dickens, one of the most celebrated writers in English literature. By the end of this tutorial, you'll understand how to fill out the chart step by step, use helpful phrases to discuss an author's biography like a pro, and gain new insights into presenting biographical information effectively. But stick around until the end for some bonus tips on how to make your chart even more engaging and effective with our useful expressions. We'll also show you how to turn your biochart into a fun quiz tool. A biography chart is a simple and effective tool to organize information about an author's life. It allows you to capture key events, relationships, and accomplishments in a clear and structured way. This type of chart is particularly useful for students or teachers who need to summarize complex information in an accessible format. The chart we're using today is divided into two main sections: essential biographic info and literary production. It makes it easy to focus on both personal details and professional achievements. Before going deeper, let me tell you where you can find our interactive biochart. You can access it in the How To section of our website. When you open that section, you'll see a set of links. On the left, you'll find the links for our interactive tools. Click on the second link, and here is our interactive biochart. Now let's take a closer look at the chart itself. As you can see, it's divided into two main columns. The column on the right contains the key information you need to include. Think of them as guiding questions, such as what's the author's name, or did the writer use a pseudonym, for example. The column on the left is where you'll write down the info you need. You don't have to complete every space though, but you can use this structured format to capture the important biographical information from your textbooks, notes, or research. Time to get started. Let's fill out the interactive biochart for Dickens together, beginning with the Essential Biographic Info section. Name. The author's name is Charles Dickens. Boz was the pseudonym used by Dickens. Let's go on. Date and place of birth. The author was born in 1812 in Portsmouth. Charles Dickens passed away in 1870. After a remarkable literary career. Time period. Dickens lived during the Victorian era, a time marked by industrial growth. And now some information about his education. Dickens attended school until he was 12 years old. His family was struggling financially and he was forced to leave. After a brief return, he left school forever at the age of 15 to work and help his family, a sad reality for many children at the time. This had a profound impact on his life and literary production. He was left with little formal education, but he taught himself by reading, which fueled his writing and made him a literary giant. And now about the places where the author lived. Dickens lived in the United Kingdom most of his life, but he also spent some time in the United States. His travels gave him new ideas for his stories, and some of his works reflect what he saw in these places. Peculiar events. In this section, we are going to write about events that were unique but influenced the author's writing. Think of unusual but significant happenings in Dickens' life. For example, when Dickens was young, his father was sent to prison because of debt. At the age of 12 years old, Dickens worked in a factory to earn money. He later worked as a journalist, reporting on courts and parliament. These experiences inspired him to write about poverty and injustice in society. We can also add that he married Catherine Hogarth and they had 10 children together. He worked hard to balance his family life and his writing career. In 1865, he survived a train accident. He helped other passengers and saved his manuscript for a book he was writing. The title, Our Mutual Friend. In addition, we can say Dickens loved to walk long distances around London, sometimes up to 20 miles in one day. He used these walks to gather ideas for his stories. Now let's move to the literary production section. We have to fill out 3 entries: main work title, genre, and brief synthesis. The main work can be any book by the author that you are focusing on in your class. It doesn't have to be their most famous work. For example, in this video we're using Hard Times for These Times as the main work for Dickens. However, your teacher might choose to focus on Great Expectations or another novel. As for the genre, Hard Times is a social novel. Here, use the interactive biochart to write down some notes about the definition of the literary genre. For example, here we can write down that the social novel is a type of novel that focuses on social issues, promotes change, and explores themes of injustice and inequality, so that when you refer about Hard Times and its genre, you are ready to define that literary genre. Your teacher will appreciate. So Hard Times is a good example of a social novel. As for a brief synthesis, a few sentences are enough. For Hard Times, for example, we can say the following. Hard Times tells the story of people living in a fictional town during the Industrial Revolution. The main characters are focused on work and rules, and there's not much room for fun or imagination. The novel shows how this kind of life makes people unhappy. It also explores themes such as class inequality, utilitarianism, and the human cost of industrialization. In addition to the main work, the interactive biochart asks to explore the author's other works. Here are some examples concerning Dickens' literary production. Other works. Title: The Adventures of Oliver Twist, A Parish Boy's Progress, 1838. Genre: Novel, Bildungsroman, social novel. Brief synthesis. Oliver, an orphan, spends his childhood at a workhouse. After one particular event, he is expelled. After he is sold to a family, he is mistreated and decides to run away to London, where he falls into the hands of a gang of pickpockets. Here's another example. Title: A Christmas Carol. Genre: Novella, Gothic tale, and Christmas tale. Synthesis. Scrooge, a mean old man, one night after being rude to the people who work for him, is visited by 3 ghosts. These are Christmas ghosts who will make Scrooge redeem his actions. Now let's see how you can do. Try filling out the biochart for Nicholas Nickleby yourself. Here's the information you'll need to fill out the chart for this work. Pause the video, and fill out the bio chart.
And don't forget to smash that subscribe button!
One of the great features of this chart is that it makes it easier to describe key details. But there's more. L&T has provided a list of useful phrases to guide your answers. To introduce biographical details, for example, you can say, the author is known as Charles Dickens. Boz is the pseudonym used by the author. The author's date of birth is 1812 and he was born in Portsmouth. He's famous for capturing the struggles of ordinary people in his works. As a child, Dickens experienced financial hardships which deeply influenced his storytelling. Let's try with something else. Here is how you can use some phrases when describing the author's other works. Title: one of Dickens's other works is titled A Christmas Carol. Genre: it belongs to multiple genres, including novella, Gothic tale, and Christmas tale. Remember to jot down the definitions in your notes for future reference. Brief synthesis: this novella offers a unique perspective on Scrooge, the main character, who is a mean old man. He treats everybody with disdain, but on Christmas Eve, Scrooge is visited by 3 spirits who take him on a journey of self-discovery. This chart isn't just for filling in information, it's designed to be interactive, making it a fantastic tool for self-assessment and skill development. Look at this. You can cover up sections of the chart and test yourself on the missing info. It's like a fun quiz. Use the interactive chart for different writers. Take advantage of the interactive functionality, which transforms the chart into an engaging study aid, perfect for both individual and collaborative learning. The L&T Interactive Biography Chart is a powerful way to organize and present information about authors like Charles Dickens. By using the input phrases and structuring your chart effectively, you can easily discuss their lives and works with confidence. Don't forget to explore the interactive tools available on Literature No Trouble to make your learning even more dynamic. And remember, lovely learners, the next time you're diving into an author's life, let the chart be with you.